Hello and welcome to my presentation. My name is Brayan Umana and I'll be talking about the ethical issues of online tracking and targeted advertising. First, I will talk about the research questions and my thesis statement for my research paper. Then I will give a short review of the references I have selected for my research paper, and then I will talk about the pros and cons of online tracking and targeted advertising. And later I will give an analysis of the global impact issues of online tracking and targeted advertising. And finally, I will end with the conclusions. So, before I begin talking about the research questions and the thesis statement, I'd like to talk about why I have chosen this topic on online tracking and targeted advertising. First of all, this topic has been of great interest to me since it's something that has been affecting me ever since I started searching for things online, whether it's a product, a service, or just a how-to video. It drives my curiosity to just see how I'm sometimes on a website and the ads that are popping up on that website are similar to what I had searched for the day before or on that same day just a couple of hours ago. So this topic really has been of great interest and I wanted to learn more about it as to the risks, the benefits, and the ethical issues of online tracking and targeted advertising. Now to talk about my thesis statement, I have centered my thesis statement to three main points. First one being privacy concerns. The second one, transparency practices, and the third one, user-centered approaches. Some of the research questions have been: how can online tracking and targeted advertising affect online users' privacy? What are the current transparency practices for online tracking and targeted advertising? And what are the benefits of user-centered approaches for online tracking and targeted advertising? And also, what are the potential consequences of not addressing the ethical implications of online tracking and targeted advertising? Now I will talk about the references I have selected for my research paper. I have selected a total of 6 peer-reviewed articles to which they have given me great details as to the behind the scenes of how online tracking and targeted advertising is done. It has given me details as to the collection, the usage, and the sharing of online users' data to businesses and advertisers. Articles 1 and 4 have given me great details as to the benefits and risks of online tracking and targeted advertising towards online users' privacy. Articles 2 and 3 have given me great details as to how user-centered approaches can benefit users as well as advertisers in the process of making targeted advertising. Also, Articles 5 and 6 have given me great details as to the transparency practices that are currently being used and what can be made better of them to give users more trust. Now we'll talk about the pros and cons of online tracking and targeted advertising. Now, some of the pros of online tracking and targeted advertising is that they can give users more relevant ads, leading to a more better overall online user personalized experience. Another pro is that users can discover products and services that they wouldn't have known about if it wasn't for targeted ads. Another benefit of online tracking and targeted advertising is that advertisers can earn more revenue by selling ads to users. And another benefit is that advertisers can make more effective ads to their targeted users. And another benefit, lastly, is that users can also have the benefit of accessing free content online, since mostly online tracking and targeted advertising pretty much fund those websites and platforms. Now, some of the cons of online tracking are that many of the privacies of users are constantly being collected and used. Another con is that there's that potential of manipulating information to users and giving misleading information as well. Another con is that online tracking and targeted advertising can cause many data breaches, since some advertisers or businesses don't have the enough sufficient security to protect users' online data. And another con is that there is a lack of transparency, so users don't have an idea as to where, how, and when their information online is being shared. And lastly, many users can suffer the consequences of advertisement overload and just be bombarded with advertising wherever they go in any website. Now I'm going to talk about the global impacts of online tracking and targeted advertising. So, online tracking and targeted advertising not only affects the United States, but it also affects everyone, everywhere around the entire planet. Any country from Spain to Africa to South America in Argentina, it's pretty much everywhere. Advertising is a big impact and problem for everyone around the world. You might think that, oh, because you're in the United States, someone from France may not have your information of online data. No, you're actually wrong, because literally companies and advertisers are always constantly receiving data from other companies in different countries and sharing that data to every single content and country that exists in the world. Now, the reason for this problem and issue is that many governments in many countries do not implement strong regulations towards the privacy of online users online, and also make laws and regulations that are strict. Another problem is that because of the lack of regulations, many international companies can have easy access to users' data online, which can then become an ethical problem and can be alarming, since many international companies do not have the sufficient security protocols or security measures to protect the data of users, and possibly leading to the high risks of of data breaches and security issues. Now, to conclude, it's best to always be aware that your data is being collected and used wherever you are online and any platform that you use. Also, it's best to take preventative measures like clearing your cache or clearing cookies, as well as looking for opt-out options that many websites have, and also looking for the do not track option that many browsers also have. Now, another thing is best for you to educate yourself more on online tracking and targeted advertising strategies. As technology is advancing, there are new ways of this implementation to your data online. And also, another tip is avoid giving too much personal information online. Well, this concludes my presentation. I hope you liked it, and thank you.